Hi, my name is Becky Buttons with buttonmakers.net, and today I have my repair work cut out for me. I went and picked up these 4 machines all in various stages of disrepair from Made by the Magic House in St. Louis, Missouri. It's a makerspace for kids, and they have these machines out for kids to use unsupervised. So they've seen a lot of abuse. Before I get started fixing them, I just want to remind you that not every company that you buy your equipment from will fix your machines, but I will. So if you buy your machines from buttonmakers.net, and even if they look like this, you can still send them back to me and I can fix them up just like new. Keep that in mind when you're making your purchasing decisions. Okay, so before I get started on these repairs, really quick, I just want to mention that even though these are in pretty bad shape, they were still functioning. That speaks really highly of how well made these machines are. This is a product that you buy for life, basically. If something does go wrong, I'll fix it for you. But these are really, really well made machines, and even though they had been highly abused, they're still working. The other thing I want to address really quick is how they got broken. So these machines, a couple of them, the pin that the handle rests on is broken. They go like this, it just flops down. And then what starts happening is like a wobble, and then the ram bolts break. At that point, the machine isn't functional anymore. Now, why did that happen? Normal use of a button making machine. These machines are made for people who are making a lot of buttons, hundreds of them, thousands of them. And this is the intended position, right? So you have your dies, you have the handle is upright, resting position is pointed away from you. You pull the handle down like in this motion. That is how the machine is intended to be used. Made had their machine bolted to the table sideways like this. So the kids who were using it, the obvious way to pull the handle, it's not super obvious, right? So like, I mean, even this is kind of, when you're a kid, is not necessarily going to be the most obvious way to do this thing, but this is how they had it positioned. And what you would need to do with the machine in this position is pull the handle down like that. But the kids are coming over and going, and like it broke this pin on a couple of these machines. Once that pin gets broken, then the handle flops down like this, and there begins this kind of wobble here. And the wobble over time wears down and breaks the ram bolts. And so they have 6 machines and 4 of them need repair. They do get used every single day, again, by unsupervised kids. But I have a feeling that if they had this bolted to the table correctly and we could figure out a good way to instruct kids with pictures or a video on how to properly use the machine, that this pin problem wouldn't happen and they wouldn't break as easily. So using a machine like this is what broke these machines. So let's get started. Well, I have done all I can do for today. I have successfully repaired 3 of these sad boys. They're happy boys now. They're making buttons good as new. We just replaced some of the missing pieces and lubricated them, and they're good to go now. This one, however, has some nasty gouges on the inside of the crimp die, and that's causing it to hang up every single time you pull the handle down on the second pull. Wherever metal touches metal, it has to be very, very smooth. The lubrication helps smooth out little tiny nicks, but that gouge is too much. I might be able to replace this piece with some spare pieces I got laying around, but if not, I'm gonna have to send this back to be professionally machined out. That's how bad this is. This happened because they've had some standard issue jams. If you put 2 shells in at the same time and force the handle down, you will jam the machine. And they've been attempting to clear the jam by cramming something sharp into the top, this hole here in the top. And that has caused this gouge, which is now causing more jams. So I'm gonna have to go over with them a couple different ways to clear jams that won't damage their dies. This is our preferred method at Button Makers. So when you have a jam, that doesn't damage your dies. You can't damage this 1/4 inch of solid steel down here. But if your machine is bolted to the table and you've got 12 kids in line to make a button, that's a little different story. You might have to instead grab a piece of wood and a mallet and kind of just like tap it out instead. But the gouging inside of the dies or prying, all that stuff will cause more jams, so don't do that. So this one's gonna need a little bit more love. These 3 are good to go. And please remember that when you are buying your button making equipment, do you want to get something from some no-name Amazon seller or Becky Buttons?